Hey guys, how's it going? It's 8-Bit Eric. This video is actually news that's a couple days old, I know. Story of my life. Original news regurgitation content here, guys. So we're going to talk about this possible teased collaboration between Nintendo and Microsoft. So they actually have been playing nice with each other for quite some time. We've seen some Xbox games come over to the Switch, and Xbox characters, IPs like Banjo, go to Smash, and Minecraft Steve and stuff like that. We've seen a good bit of collaboration between the two. Now, some insiders are hinting at something big about to happen, and there's speculation and innuendo on some of this stuff. I wanted to go ahead and read this article, even though it is a couple days old, because hey, you guys ask me, I get questions in my live chat all the time. By the way, I stream Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 10 p.m. Central to about 1 a.m., 2 a.m. So if you're not in the live streams yet, you're missing out. Anyways, here we go. So Xbox Nintendo announcement teased by insiders. So a new rumor, and again, take this with a grain of salt, it's a rumor, suggests that Nintendo and Xbox will make an announcement later this year. The rumor was shared by Nick Shipshall Ed Baker on Twitter, the co-founder of XboxEra.com. The poster pointed to an April 9th Game Mess video from Jeff Grubb. In the video, Grubb discusses a Phil Spencer photo with many interesting items on the shelf in the background, including a Nintendo Switch. So there's an image that can be seen on Reset Era. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. So there is supposedly an area where I guess Phil Spencer's talking. I do not actually see it. I guess that's the stream itself. Oh, here we go. So usually people speculate, real quick to touch on it. People speculate that Phil Spencer leaves clues in the background of whenever he's on video. He leaves clues on the background, like little Easter eggs and stuff for Xbox fans. In the past, we've seen other things that have led to speculation of stuff. We've recently seen the Hideo Kojima Studios mascot in the background as well. And now we have a Nintendo Switch right here, as you could see on the background of Phil Spencer's shelves. And that is interesting solely because 1 minute it's there, and then earlier it wasn't, a different pick. So you could see it wasn't there unless he's okay, devil's advocate, maybe he was just playing Switch one day, he left it there. I don't know. But in the past, it's been speculated that he leaves a lot of Easter eggs for people. Now, continuing on, it says in the video, Grubb states that everything on Phil's shelf meant something incoming. Readers should take that with a grain of salt, but it will be interesting to see if the two companies are indeed planning something. So here's the tweet. You can see Scandosh says, Jeff said everything on Phil's shelf meant something, to which Ed said, well, the truth is out. The Nintendo Switch on shelf indeed meant something, and it's going to be revealed in the fall. And Shipshell Ed says, arguably the only person I've seen so far to get it and understand the connection here and how this all came about. So now this goes back in the past with how Microsoft and Nintendo have been working together for quite some time. It says Microsoft has shown a significant amount of support for Switch over the last few years. Microsoft has published games like Ori and the Blind Forest and Minecraft on Nintendo's console, while characters like Banjo-Kazooie and Steve are playable in Smash Bros. Ultimate. As a result of this relationship, there's been a number of rumors, including that Game Pass could come to Switch. I remember hearing that one. Or some kind of version of Game Pass, which I think would be really cool. Now, Microsoft has put a lot of support into the service, and getting it on Switch would add a lot more potential subscribers. There's a lot of reasons Game Pass would make sense for Microsoft on Switch, but it's hard to say whether Nintendo would see it as a benefit. It's also worth noting that there are several games on Game Pass that might not be playable on Switch, so Microsoft would have to specially tailor a library the way it does for PC. So they would have to do certain games that can, like indie games or older titles. Now, a new Switch model could help clear that hurdle, but that's still just a rumor as well. Now, this does say it's possible it could be something else entirely. Fans have been hoping to see more characters appear in Smash, such as Master Chief and Doomslayer. Nintendo fans also have a lot of passion for Banjo, with the characters playable in Smash. Perhaps Nintendo and Microsoft could be collaborating on an all-new game. For now, fans will just have to temper their expectations, which is interesting. But let's temper away. Let's temper the expectations away. So out of all of this, the thing that I would like to see the most come from this, which I think is the least likely, which I think is absolutely 100% the least likely, is a version of Game Pass coming to Nintendo Switch. I know that Phil Spencer is flirting around with the idea of putting Game Pass on all sorts of different devices, so it could be part of an Xbox ecosystem. You have cloud, you have PC, and you have console right now. If they were to add Nintendo Switch, they would have to make a special version of it. It would have to be tailored towards whatever capabilities the Switch can have. So certain games obviously wouldn't be able to be on it. But it still would be cool, especially if you have like the Game Pass Ultimate Bundle, be another avenue to have games accessible, handheld at that, beyond just the cloud. And I think Nintendo could benefit from it, but it's more of a what's in it for them. What could they get out of it if they allow Microsoft to put Game Pass on their thing? Now, that leads to thing, maybe they could work out a deal for IPs to come back on Nintendo in some form or fashion. I would love to see Killer Instinct come back, Banjo come back, you know, two of those titles, Battletoads, but who knows just how far this could possibly go if they were to work something out. Now, the most likely avenue that we're going to see here is that we're going to see some more Smash Brothers characters that are Microsoft IPs, like Master Chief and the Doomslayer. That honestly, out of anything that could happen, that's probably the most likely. It's just, you know, there's so much potential that they could do with this, but at the end of the day, it's what does better business for one or the other. You know, Nintendo has to benefit in some form or fashion, although I do think Game Pass could incentivize more people to get it on the Switch. Like, Nintendo Switch players would get it, but then what would the incentive of getting an Xbox device or, you know, a PC to play it on would be? Some people might be like, well, I don't need an Xbox now. I could play Game Pass. I don't know. It's a complicated situation. I prefer options, so the more avenues that I could play Game Pass on, the more happy I would be. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, guys. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. Subscribe if you haven't already, and thank you for watching.